years now, whenever Christmas pageants are talked about in a certain little town in the Midwest, someone is sure to mention the name Wallace Perling. Wally's performance in one annual production of the Nativity play has slipped into the realm of legend. But the old-timers who were in the audience that memorable night never tire of recalling exactly what happened. Wally was in the 4th grade that year and was big for his age. Always willing and smiling, he was well liked by the other children in his class. But though he tried hard, neither academics nor athletics came easily for him. Some of the other boys had trouble hiding their irritation when Wally would ask to play ball with them. Most often they'd find a way to keep him off the field. But Wally would hang around anyway, not sulking, just hoping. He was a helpful boy and the natural protector of the underdog. If the older boys chased the younger ones away, it would always be Wally who'd say, "Oh, can't they stay? They're no bother." Wally fancied the idea of being a shepherd with a flute in the Christmas pageant that year. But the play's director, Miss Lombard, assigned him to a more important role. After all, she reasoned, the innkeeper didn't have too many lines, and Wally's size would make his refusal of lodging to Joseph more convincing. And so it happened that the usual large, prejudiced audience gathered for the town's Yuletide extravaganza of shepherds, crooks, and mangers, of beards, crowns, halos, and a whole stage full of squeaky voices. No one, on stage or off, was more caught up in the magic of the night than Wallace Perling. They said later that he stood in the wings and watched the performance with such fascination that from time to time, Miss Lombard had to make sure he didn't wander on stage before his cue. Then the time came when Joseph appeared, slowly, tenderly guiding Mary to the door of the inn. Joseph knocked hard on the wooden door set into the painted backdrop. Wally, the innkeeper, was there waiting. "What do you want?" Wally said, swinging the door open with a brusque gesture. "We seek lodging." "Seek it elsewhere." Wally looked straight ahead, but spoke vigorously. "The inn is filled." "Sir, we have asked everywhere in vain. We've traveled far and are very weary." "There is no room for you in this inn." Wally looked properly stern. "Oh, please, good innkeeper, this is my wife, Mary. She's heavy with child and needs a place to rest. Surely you have some small corner for her. She's so tired." Now, for the first time, the innkeeper relaxed his stiff stance and looked down at Mary. With that, there was a long pause, long enough to make the audience tense with embarrassment. "No, be gone," the prompter whispered from the wings. "No," Wally repeated automatically. "Be gone." Joseph sadly placed his arm around Mary, and Mary laid her head upon his shoulder, and the two of them started to move away. The innkeeper did not return inside his inn, however. Wally stood there in the doorway watching the forlorn couple. His mouth was open, his brow creased with concern, his eyes filling unmistakably with tears. And suddenly, this Christmas pageant became different from all others. "Don't go, Joseph. Bring Mary back." Wallace Perling's face grew into a bright smile. "You can have my room." some of the people in town thought that the pageant had been ruined. But there were others, many, many others, who considered it the best Christmas pageant they had ever seen.